back. Thanks for joining me here with another episode at Mike's Mods and Customs. What we have coming up today is a commission special request from a subscriber. The gentleman had seen the work that I did with the custom Herbie and had requested for me to make him a custom bug. He has a hobby of the radio controlled cars, and he happens to have a Baja style Volkswagen that he'd asked me to duplicate for him. So this is very similar to what his looks like. So we're going to go ahead and just get this thing apart. I already got it drilled and tapped out. And we're going to get this thing set into the stripper. Let it sit overnight. And we'll come back to it next day and get the casting all cleaned up. See if there's anything there for casting lines to be concerned with. And then we can go on from there. So in the meantime, let's just take a look at what we have to work with for this setup. We have the standard windscreen. Casting, again, I already drilled it out and tapped it. The interior with the engine hanging off of the back. Those big beefy off-road wheels. And the plastic base. So, just like with all my other little projects, I'm going to take all these pieces that we're not going to need for a little while and place them into this Ziploc bag and set them aside so nothing gets separated and lost from where it's supposed to be. We'll let that hang out over there, and then we're going to get this guy into the special sauce that we have. And that special sauce is citrus strip. If anybody's wondering what we use, one of the big questions I had when first starting to do this was how long do you keep it in there for? Some guys say you can just keep it in there for 20 minutes, a half hour or so, and you should be okay. I tend not to try to rush it too much. I just put it in there, let it sit overnight, come back to it next day. Cleans up really nice. Bring it to the sink with the hot soapy water. Alright, so we got a couple of other cars hanging out in here, so we're going to make some room over here to the side. And it looks like that one needs to be massaged in a little bit better. It's a little too tall for the depth of the sauce. So, there we go. We'll let it sit like that. It should be good enough. As long as it's all coated pretty good, it'll strip off. Alright, so we'll let that do its thing. And if anybody out there would have any interest in me doing a commission build for them, my email contact is always in the description below, so you can contact me at any time via email, and we can work out the details and see what it is that you might need to have done. So, hang in there with me. We're going to let that thing sit, and we'll be back. So here we are with our Volkswagen Baja Bug out of the paint booth for some prep work. It's been sanded down, cleaned up with the abrasive wheel that we have for the Dremel, and sanded down any rough casting lines as usual. And then went ahead and sprayed it with my my Mr. Hobby metal primer prep. So that's going to now sit and cure, and we'll get that baby back over in the paint booth and get some primer on it, and then start picking out some colors to match up the requested color scheme that we need from our customer. So that's where we're at with that. Alright, so here we are still at the paint booth here. We've gone through the priming stages of this. I forgot to get a filming shot of that, but we've gone ahead and got our first base coat of yellow down. This is going to be a two-tone color scheme for this Baja Bug. So yellow is the primary color. It's going to be the most of what we'll see. So we got that layered in there. We're going to let this sit and cure and get good and hard now. We're going to seal it up with a little bit of semi-gloss clear so I can put my tape lines on there and hopefully not affect the paint at all. So that's going to be next up. We're going to let this thing cure, and then we'll get the tape lines and our second color on there. So that'll be coming up next. Alright, so here we are with the VW. We got some details done there on the casting. We have our interior painted black. And we still got to go through and finalize the details inside of there. We got a Molotov chrome up the engine. We got some other accessories inside the passenger compartment that we're going to detail up. We have our green window tinted a black. Once it goes over the black interior, it's going to look really nice. And then we have our main chassis painted black. We still have to detail up a couple of spots right there and there. And the wheels, well, the back wheels had a green ring on them. You can still see a little bit right there. but I need to chrome them up like that. So we just got a couple more details to work on to get this thing finalized. We should be wrapping it up pretty soon. So we're going to get to work on these details. We'll be right back. All right, so here we are going to be with our final assembly and reveal of our Volkswagen Baja Custom. So just to kind of recap a little bit here, we've gone ahead and taken our black base and did a ton of detail work. So we detailed up the seats with the seat belts and the buckles, the shifter, the steering wheel, did a little bit of dash work, some gauges, and then I went ahead and painted up and detailed the gas tank, the first aid kit, and a hammer for whatever reason. There's a hammer there. So then I went ahead and detailed up the back engine compartment as best I could to replicate the truck that we're trying to duplicate. And I added a couple of little touches of my own with the yellow air cleaner on the top. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera there, but I attempted to do a little bit of a heat coloring to the exhaust pipe. So that's the interior. And then the base is just the base. Didn't really do anything there because everything was black. Looks like I'm going to have to go back and touch that up once I get it back together. But I did the fog lights in the front. Nothing special there. And again, the window. That's just the green window that I tinted with the smoke. And then the main body itself, didn't really do a whole lot with it. I mean, I just matched the color scheme of the customer's vehicle. Did the white headlights, did a little bit of dry brushing there on the lower part of the grille. And I just did the back taillights. Did a little bit of dry brushing gray in the back there with the black to kind of simulate the vehicle we're copying. You know, a little thing that's just a little tiny touch to match exactly how the guy's truck is if you look right in here at the A-pillars, there's a little bit of black right there. He has that on his truck too. So, yeah, so that's that. We're just going to go ahead right now and put this baby back together. So we'll start with putting the window in. And then the interior. Because of the paint, it goes in a little bit snug. Then the wheels, which we got both front and rear wheels now have the silver trim ring instead of one green and one silver. These wheels don't exactly fit tight centered, but once the screws get put in, it's all minty mint. So I have my 2mm Phillips head screws that I use. Get those in there nice and snug. And I gotta say, gotta love the animals. I can see a piece of hair right there. Can't get away from it. So, there we have it. Our Volkswagen Baja Bug replica of a radio-controlled vehicle. So we're going to be getting this one packaged up and send it off to the customer. And I'm sure he's going to enjoy it. With that said, I'm going to leave you guys off here. And just remember, always, you know, stay safe, stay healthy, and don't forget to pay it forward. Send along a good gesture to just anybody. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.